You don't need motivation. What you need to move. A lot of you, and like myself, I used to keep waiting for motivation to happen. Like it's going to knock on your door, with a big old bow on it. Let me tell you something here. Motivation ain't coming like that. And even if it did, half of you wouldn't even be ready for it. So let's get one thing straight here. Um, motivation motivation isn't your problem. Lack of action is the problem. I talk to agents all the time, you know, who are stuck, and it's not because they're not capable. Um, it's not because they don't have the information that they need. Um, it's because they're addicted to waiting for something to happen. That's just not the way it works. They're waiting for motivation. Um, they're waiting for a market shift. Uh, Maybe they're waiting for what we discussed a few days ago, the right time, whatever the hell that even means. They're waiting for clarity, or they're waiting to feel ready. But the fact is, they're just waiting. They're not doing. You, know, you think motivation is going to move you? It's not the way it works. No, it's motivation does not create action. Action creates the motivation. If you don't feel like prospecting today, tough. Do it anyway. It's your job, though. You know, After 10 dials, you know, you get into a rhythm. Yeah, you can do a couple more. After one conversation, your confidence starts to rise. And after one win, just one small win, you realize you were never really unmotivated. You were just undisciplined. So let's stop lying to ourselves. Alrighty? If your dreams don't scare you, if they don't require a version of you that doesn't exist yet, then let me tell you this, you're not dreaming big enough. Seriously. I mean, you don't need another motivational quote. You don't need a new CRM. You don't need to shadow and follow one of those agents who are much more successful than you. What you need to do is you need to stop negotiating with your feelings. Because your feelings, they will do nothing more than get in the way. Top producers, they're they're not really more talented. They're just more consistent. They get out of bed every day and they do the work no matter what, whether they feel like it or not. So I have a couple of challenges for you, if you dare, that is. So challenge number one, it's the 30-30-30 stack. Um, for the next 7 days, what I want you to do is I want you to take 30 minutes of your morning and do mindset work. Things like journaling, things like visualization of your day, things like gratitude. And then I want you to do 30 real estate conversations per day. Texts, calls, DMs, in person, no excuses. And then 30 minutes of skill sharpening. script practice, role play, objection handling. Because you know what? This is what the professionals do. Not when they feel like it, they do it every single day. You think you're doing enough? Track it, prove it. Alrighty. Challenge number 2. I call it 120% power hour. You want 120% results? Then you need to give 120% effort. Pick 1 hour a day to go all in. No distractions, no notifications, no interruptions, no multitasking. Focused work. Just you, your phone, your call list, and your commitment of excellence. Time block it. I say 8:30 to 9:30, 9 to 10. Defend that time like your life depends on it, because your business life does. You think you're waiting for the fire? Well, let me just tell you something. You are the fire. But here's the truth. If you're not willing to show up when it's hard, if you're not willing to do those things that no one else is doing, if you're not willing to bleed for your dreams, then I say this, and I say this with love. Don't bitch about your results. I don't want to hear it. Plain and simple. Tough love here. So you're either building a future on purpose, or you're just letting it slip away by default. You're never going to outperform your own self-worth. You will never out-earn your identity. You will never outlast your comfort zone. So let's stop pretending motivation is the key. It is not the key. The key is action. And I'm not talking about a little action. I'm talking about aggressive, daily, relentless action until your new standard, those actions and that aggressiveness for the day, until that becomes your new standard, your new normal. You can keep hoping that motivation is going to strike like lightning, or you can become the storm. The decision's yours. Nobody else's. I can't make it for you. Your broker can't make it for you. Your team leader can't make it for you. The decision is no one else's but yours. So choose today. Choose right now. And when you do, I'll see you at the top, because that's where the obsessed, that's where the committed, and that's where the action-driven agents live. Peace.